Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to show you one of the new workflow improvements added to Halftone Studio. Presets. This feature can help you save and restore your workflow instantly, reuse settings for future projects, and even organize professional print testing. Let's jump right in. Prepare your artwork exactly the way you want it. Adjust your levels, halftone raster, black and white settings, and color controls. If you're new to Halftone Studio, I recommend watching my earlier step-by-step tutorial first. Now, export the design. But this time something new happens. Instead of receiving only the final PNG file, you now also receive a second file containing all workflow settings. Just like exported PNG files, the settings file also includes the original file name, export with, and now an additional settings suffix for easier organization. Now imagine this situation. A few weeks later, you need to print the same design again, but in a different size. Normally, you would need to remember all your previous settings and move every slider again. Not anymore. Simply open the original artwork, go to Presets, click Import, select the settings file from the previous export, and done. Halftone Studio instantly restores all previous settings. Now you only need to adjust the final width and optionally use Smart Trim to remove empty space around the artwork if you need accurate print dimensions. That's it. A process that previously could take minutes now takes only seconds. But there's also a second method, and in some cases it can be even faster. Sometimes you create a design style that you know you'll reuse in future projects. For example, black garment prints, specific raster resolutions, and designs dominated by certain colors. In this example, red tones dominate the artwork, so let's save it as a reusable preset. Open the Presets menu and click Save. Now enter a descriptive name. For example, black for black garments, 30 LPI for raster resolution, and red because red tones dominate the design. Then click Save Preset, and now it permanently appears in your presets list. Now let's open another artwork with similar red tones. Select the preset from the list, and instantly most of the work is already done. Now just use Smart Trim if needed, set your print width, and export. Honestly, it doesn't get much faster than this. But presets can also become an extremely powerful print testing tool. Testing is a huge part of professional DTF workflows. Different printers and suppliers often require different settings for the best results. Let's say we want to test multiple raster variations. Instead of printing the entire design every time, we can prepare a small test strip containing halftone areas, solid ink, and important details. Using the lasso tool, we quickly remove unnecessary areas. Then we use Smart Trim to crop only the important section. Now we have a compact test strip with the exact same width and detail characteristics as the original artwork. Perfect for print testing. Export the first variation. For easier organization, I usually add one before the file name. Do the same for the settings file. Now your first print test is ready. Now let's create another variation. For example, increase the raster LPI and reduce white levels to create more halftone detail. Then export again. This time add 2 before the file name and settings file. Now you can repeat this process for as many test variations as you want. After checking your printed samples, the workflow becomes incredibly simple. Open the original artwork, import the settings file from the version that printed best, and done. You can even permanently save that tested setup as a reusable preset for future projects. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope this new preset system will make your workflow faster, cleaner, and more efficient. See you in the next one.